start here in a second. I gotta actually finish up this PDF I need to create, and then we'll get into what's going on. So, all right, y'all. So, trying this at 9 o'clock today versus the regular, 11 p.m. stuff. So, I am here. We started a new flip. What's going on, Zeus? And we're kind of looking forward to it. It presents a whole new set of challenges and experiences that we have not encountered yet. Fred, I see you. What's up, man? Appreciate you watching. Ray. Oh, do you hear a lot of wind? Okay. I appreciate it. How about now? Let me know if you can hear it. So, Ray, you don't know this, but I had a problem with my phone overheating the first couple times I did this. So, I actually is it still windy now? Hopefully it's not too bad. Let me know how it sounds. Let me know if it's still windy, y'all, and I'll see if I can adjust it. Much better? Okay, cool. All right, so Ray, yeah, you didn't know this first couple times. So first couple times I did this, my phone overheated and my Facebook Live ended up being canceled or cut off. I had to go get another phone. So I had to put a fan on it to keep it cool while it's running. So, but yeah, so new flip brings about a different set of challenges, a different set of learning experiences, and we're kind of looking forward to it. This flip we bought, yeah, I know, you're right, Zeus, got to be careful don't blow up, because it probably will. Samsung, you know how they are. We're going to have Luis, what's up, man? Appreciate you watching. We're going to have, so the first two flips that we did, they were obviously vacant, so we were able to jump into them right away. This flip, however, didn't come with that set of circumstances. This one has a tenant who was actually a really nice guy. So we're kind of working with him, which is, brought about a whole bunch of things about trying to figure out how to do a lease, dealing with not having, anything in place. How does it work with laws and all that kind of stuff, making sure that we're following the law in terms of making sure the tenant has enough time and enough notice to be able to vacate the premises. For us, it's kind of a thing where, the tenant is a really nice guy. We're going to do our best to try to help him out and get him into a new living situation as best that we can, and kind of get him going in the right direction. So we're looking forward to that challenge for sure. But definitely didn't expect it or know that it would be happening. Probably as he didn't either. So I'm looking forward to. We're definitely looking forward to that. So this home is going to be on the south part of Houston, near 610, just on the edge of 610 South, in a neighborhood called Sunnyside. I'm sure some of y'all might be familiar with that. If you're not, it's kind of one of the older neighborhoods of Houston. Small homes, usually around 1,000, sometimes 900, even 800 square feet to probably, depending on what has been done to the home, maybe up to 2,000 square feet. But generally around the 15, in between 1,000 and 1,500 square foot homes. They usually sell pretty fast as long as they're remodeled and done correctly. This one has a little bit of foundation issues that we're going to have to take care of. It needs some updating done on the inside. I've already had one of my contractors go out and look at it, and so I think it'll be outside of the foundation problems. It has a couple AC issues. Hey Michael, what's going on, man? Appreciate you watching. And so I think that overall it'll probably be a pretty good opportunity. But the best part of it, which getting into it was actually kind of scary, knowing that there was somebody living in it after the fact. Is the whole tenant thing, which is going to hopefully expand my knowledge a whole bunch. Hey, what's going on, Juan? Thanks for watching, man. Foundation issues, yeah. So this house is, like I said, it was built in 1948. It's an older home, and it's actually appreciate the likes, man. Zeus, good question. It had additions put onto it, and so what it actually has is the original slab, and then there were some additions put onto the backside that are not in line with the original slab, and so we're actually going to try to see exactly to what extent the foundation is going to have to be fixed. We're not quite sure yet. We just know that it's not right. There's some doors that don't close right. You can kind of see there's like 4 inches of elevation difference between, you know, certain parts of the foundation, and so it needs to have, probably needs to be evaluated by a structural engineer, to be quite honest, to figure out exactly what's going to happen. Hey, Claudia. And then once we figure out exactly how bad it is, then we'll kind of figure out what needs to be done to fix it. But we've done a foundation already on our second flip, and so I think that you know, from that experience, I kind of know what to expect with foundations. A lot of times people think foundations are going to be crazy, and sometimes they are. But so far, for me, you know, I think maybe if we get into 2-story homes or maybe larger pads, larger concrete pads at the home is sitting slabs, then maybe, you know, we would find more issues. But this is a relatively small home, so I don't think it'll be too bad. But yeah, it looks like it has hardwood floors underneath the existing carpet, which is going to be really, really nice to pull out. It needs some kitchen updates. It needs some sheet rocking and stuff like that. It needs a little bit of AC work, maybe some, maybe possibly some roof work. So it presents its set of challenges, but we're looking forward to it. So first steps first, though, we're going to help the existing tenant get out of there as best we can, and also help him find somewhere to stay as best we can. And you know, he's been great so far. Hopefully we've been good for him. And you know, I think that so many people get put in these situations where homes get sold from one person to the next, and the new buyer doesn't really care. They just want to do whatever they want to do with the property, and so they just tell the tenant to leave, and whatever happens happens. But we're going to do our best to not put the tenant in that situation. So we're looking forward to that opportunity. So we're really excited about that. Hopefully we'll be able to get in and out of it pretty quickly, and that'll be fun. One thing I'll mention, even though I know Jennifer's not watching right now, Jennifer asked a question last time about hard money loans and whether or not if you pay a portion of the hard money loan off, will that reduce the interest? Will that reduce the amount of your payment per month based on the new amount of money that you now owe as opposed to what you paid off? And I talked to one of my lenders, and he said that's not the case. Yeah, so we're gonna hold it until the lease ends. Well, we're gonna hold it until it sells, actually. But yeah, we're not gonna start working on the home until the lease ends. Exactly. And so it is what it is, man. Hey, there you are, Jennifer. Hey, I just answered your question, so I'll answer it again. I remember last time we did this, you asked about if you pay off the hard money loan, if you pay it off, or not pay it off, but pay a portion of it, of the principal amount of the loan off, would that reduce the amount that you pay in interest per month? The answer to that I got is, generally speaking, no. You're going to have to pay your interest based on the original amount of the hard money loan. And actually, Juan is here. I don't know if Juan, Juan is a great lender, by the way. Actually, use him. I recommend him for my buyers. Juan may know, you know, if he has experience in the hard money realm of lending, if there are any avenues by if you pay off a certain amount of the principal that you borrowed on the hard money loan, it will lower your interest, your monthly payment to a new level. But I don't think that's going to happen. So whatever you borrow in hard money, you have to pay that interest amount until you pay off the entire loan. So hopefully that answers your question, Jennifer. Yep, no problem. So Oh, cool. Anyway, so that's kind of what we have going on with this new flip. Our first flip is actually starting to get a little bit of action, so hopefully we'll get an offer and we can close that one out pretty soon. We definitely want to get rid of that one. It's a great house. Actually, I didn't post this video, but when this one also had a questionable foundation, and so I had a couple foundation people look at it, and they said that it was probably in pretty good shape, but I had to disclose the fact that I knew that the foundation had moved over time, and so I didn't post the video, which I need to go ahead and do, but I had a structural engineer come out and actually do his structural engineer thing and let us know, as a matter of his expert opinion, whether or not the foundation was in good working order. And he said it was, so that was great. So that worked out. So we're happy about that too. So that's pretty much all I have on the flipping side of it. If you guys have any questions, about flips, anything that we've talked about, and by all means, chime in and say something. So I'll definitely answer it. I'm going to move over to another great experience that I had over the weekend, last Saturday. Me and a couple of my friends who are in the financial industry, they're more into the life insurance and stuff like that. And then along with a guy who was a senior vice president of a credit union, we were able to talk to a group of people at a church, specifically people who were looking to get into home ownership and stuff like that. I thought that was a great opportunity, man. It really opened my eyes to how many people out there really don't know, especially as first-time home buyers, what to look for and what to get into in terms of where to go for lending, what your credit score needs to be, and things of that nature, how you can improve your credit score. So there's a whole bunch of great information given out on that. And so I definitely want to kind of just touch on that for a second and kind of put some websites out there real quick that are really beneficial for people who may be looking to buy or just want to know what it takes to buy. So those websites, I'm gonna say them and I'm gonna try to write them down over here. Would be www.credit.org. That's a great website just to learn about credit. They offer a lot of services for free in terms of helping you improve your credit, where you can get your credit scores, what can negatively affect your credit, what can positively affect your credit. It was just a great source for that. So I'm gonna write that in green. Let's see here. Let's see if I turn it just a little bit. Credit.org was a really good one. And then, hopefully it's not windy. Hopefully that's not messing up anything. And then another one for grants was another really good website to figure out if you qualify for grants, where you can go to get that kind of information about what grants are out there and if you qualify for them. Was www.tsahc.org. I'll write that one too because that's another big one. It's in Texas. It gives you all the grants and stuff for all of the people that live in Texas, especially teachers, firefighters, public service people. It gives a lot of information about where you can go for grants. And then there's one more. I'll get to that one later. But I'll write those two down for now. Jennifer, I know you have questions about flipping, so you can shoot at any time. TSAHC.org. So that's that. Summer, hey, what's going on? So I'll give you a couple more. Back to the flipping now. I just want to put that out there. Back to the flipping. So I'm hoping that with this, if we can get rid of the first flip, the one on Seven Kings Row, if you guys have anybody that's looking for a home, very nice home, a unique home, has a carport and no yard, but a unique home, very low maintenance home. If you have anybody that's looking for a home like that, by all means, tell them to call me, please. So, but yeah, if we can get rid of that Seven Kings Row house, then hopefully what we can do is get 2 flips going at the same time, which would be phenomenal. That would be a lot of fun to get going. So I'm hoping that we can kind of make that happen over the next maybe month or two, is start 2 flips. Do you wrap your repairs in your loan? Yes. The short answer is yes. If you're doing a hard money loan, you're going to try to wrap all of the purchase and the repair costs into the loan. But you know, as I'm sure as you know, Zeus, that you have to, it's all about the buy price. You know, most hard money lenders will only loan 70, maybe 75% of the ARV, after renovation value. And so I definitely, when I go the route of getting a hard money loan, definitely try to get as much as I can so that I can do that. The catch to that is that they put for hard money loans, they put your repair money into escrow, and then they pay you back based on completed work. So in that case, you know, sometimes you need to have some cash or something. Oh shoot, yeah, shoot 'em, Jennifer. You need to either have some cash or some credit to pay for your construction costs up front, and then once it's completed, go in and ask them to draw from your escrow to repay you what you paid for your construction costs. That can be a catch, you know, especially if you're dealing with a contractor that prefers not to work with credit cards and things like that. So it definitely helps to have a little bit of cash, you know, on hand if you can, to kind of get your work started, and then as you complete it, draw from the money that the hard money lender put aside to put the money aside to pay for the renovations. Are all about the numbers. What numbers, Jennifer? What numbers are you talking about? Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a reserve. ED. Yeah, it's basically like a reserve, Zeus. Exactly. It just sucks that you have to pay for it up front. No, they don't, Jennifer. No, you don't. Yeah, they put your actual renovation money. That's okay, Edie. You're just at our house, so it's okay that you're late. They put that loan money in escrow. You know, so they have a set amount for your purchase price, and then they set amount for your renovation price based on, you know, the estimates that you give them, and so the purchase price goes to the purchase, obviously, and then the renovation money goes to an escrow where they pay you after it's done, after your work is done. So you're gonna have some of your do I know all of my closing costs for one of the flips? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know all of them. Yeah. Closing costs on the first flip, which was that was a $140,000 loan, and the closing costs for that one were about $6,000. It's pretty expensive because on a hard money loan, oftentimes they make you pay 1 or 2 points up front in addition to all the lender's fees and then the title fees and all that stuff. So they may make you pay 1, 2, 3, or 4 points up front. If you don't know what a point is, let me know. But up front on top of the lender fees and stuff. So for a $140,000 loan, I can't remember exactly, but it was either, I think it was 3 points, 2 or 3 points up front, along with the lender's fee. So we ended up having to pay, I think it was either 28 or 28, 38, 28 or 42. Hey, what's going on, Scott? Hey, Scott, man. Oh, hey, yeah. I'm glad you're watching, man. We had to pay 28 or $4,200 in points for the hard money loan up front. And then you had the lender's fees, which are pretty standard. And then the purchase price was $140,000, and the closing costs were about $7,000, $6,000 to $7,000, depending on how many points we paid, in that range, for that hard money loan. And then you pay 1% a month. Well, not you. We pay 1% a month on that hard money loan. So it's very expensive. Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know, I'm in the EDM. That's my deal. That's how I keep myself up late at night. So does that make sense, Jennifer? $140,000 loan, 2 to 3 points up front, which is basically 1% of the loan. 1 point is 1% of the loan amount up front, as kind of like a fee. So 2 to 3 points up front, 1% per month of the original loan amount, and the closing costs are between $6,000 and $7,000. In addition to the closing costs, so whenever you're buying wholesale, almost always the buyer pays all of the closing costs. So in a regular transaction, there's negotiating going back and forth. Whenever you're buying a home, the seller typically pays for some stuff, and then the buyer typically pays for some stuff. But on the wholesale side, whenever you're buying properties off market and for renovating and stuff like that, the buyer pays all of the closing costs. That means the title policy, insurance, obviously, whatever there is going to be, you have to pay it all. Yes, all of that. Well, but the thing is, if you're going to have those things done, you're going to pay for them as the buyer. The appraisal, the survey, the inspection. Generally, whenever I'm buying all of mine, I just do the inspection. If there's a survey, there's a survey. If there's not, they're not. I don't really worry about that part. And then I don't do an appraisal because I'm a realtor, so I kind of have an idea of what I think it's going to sell for, before I buy it. So, but yes, as the buyer, you pay for everything. So those become closing costs. That's also a good reason why it's going to be better to have cash, because A, you avoid those points, B, you avoid lender's fees, and any other fees not associated with the title, and things of that nature. So off the top, using a hard money loan eats into your profit because of all the points and the lender's fees up front that you have to pay. Not to mention that some wholesalers do a double closing, which means you're actually paying for two closings. And so double closings I can kind of get into. I'm not really familiar with them, but essentially what it does is when you're a wholesaler, sometimes wholesalers don't want to reveal to the person that they're buying the home that they have the contract for. They don't want to reveal to them how much they're selling the home for, so they will close with the original homeowner first at the price that they negotiated, and then do another closing with the new buyer on the back end, so that neither party knows how much the actual wholesaler is making. And so when that happens, the final seller, which in this case was me, has to pay for both closings. So that sucks. Closing costs. So the first one hasn't sold yet, Jennifer, and so we're still holding that one. But for the second one, our closing costs ended up being we ended up having to pay taxes to the new to the new buyer, and then taxes at the prorated rate. I think we sold in November, so we paid almost the whole year in taxes. at whatever the tax rate was. I can't remember what it was, somewhere around $1,000 maybe. And then after that, we had to pay the title maybe. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm gonna take y'all with me real quick. I gotta open the door for my mom. My mom is visiting us, so I think the front door is locked, so I need to open it for her. Hey, Mom.
Hi,
I'm live, so I gotta go. I love you. I'll be in here. Ah, that was fun. So closing costs ended up being taxes. I think we paid for either the survey or the title, but only one of those two. No, property taxes. We won't pay income taxes on that property until we pay our regular taxes for the year. And so I think our closing costs to us were maybe somewhere in the $2,000 range. I have to go back and look exactly, but somewhere around $2,000 for that one. And for our first flip, because we've been holding on to it for so long, we're already paying the property taxes for 2016, and then we will have to pay the prorated taxes on the home whenever we. We will have to pay the property taxes, prorated property taxes for the year 2017 as long as we hold it. Edie, in some cases, do the seller or can the seller pay the closing costs? Hey, Edie, so yeah, closing costs are negotiable. Sometimes you can get the seller to pay contribute to the closing costs for your home. Sometimes you can't. It's all negotiable. There's no solid answer to that, with the exception of even then, no. In most cases, it's negotiable, but it really just depends on the house. There's a lot of things that go into how willing a seller is going to be to want to pay for the closing costs. But in some cases, you can get the seller to contribute to the closing costs for sure. Yeah, so that's a great point. Yeah, so what the title company does so far, in my experience, is they report the sale price as total income for you on your sales. So our second flip sold for $128, I think, something like that. So the title company sends you a form that says you make $128,000, and then it's up to you to deduct all of your expenses. So that was new to me. I didn't realize that. So we have to go back and deduct all of our expenses in one sheet that shows exactly how much we actually made on that home versus the reported income of the entire amount of the sale of the property. So that's why it's going to be very important, both going forward and for the past, to be very detailed in our documenting of the expenses that go into the flip of a home, because the title company is going to report the sale of the home as the entire amount as your income. So it's a big deal. Owner financing, it's a good. Yeah, exactly. So, good question, Zeus. Have I thought of owner financing? I have, but not too much. I don't really think I want to get into that. Although I probably haven't put in enough research to really say yes or no on that. How do I feel about holding a flip for a long time? I think it's very important. Part of the research that I did before we ever bought a flip was making sure that I had exit strategies on how to, in case a house doesn't sell the way I thought it was going to sell. It's very important to have exit strategies to get yourself out of that deal, even if it means you have to lose money. So we've made sure to have some exit strategies in place, whether it be turning it into a lease and then being able to refinance it, or selling it at a lower price to another another flipper, or whatever the case may be, finding another source of financing for it. So we've kind of reached out and put those feelers out there to make sure we have options in case we do get close to that balloon payment date, which will be coming up in June, since that's whenever we took it out. So that was a 1-year balloon payment hard money loan. So we have 1 year to pay that thing off. So we've got some options on how to get in and out of it. But for a while it was stressful, because you get into the whole thing of whether or not fear. You get into the whole thing of fear, getting caught up in the fear. What I've come to realize doing all this is that fear really only sets in whenever you stop doing. But if you spend your time doing and acting and trying to find a way out, trying to find the next thing, trying to just do, the more you do, the less fear you have, because you're concentrating more on just the actions that need to get done, versus the fear of owing somebody a balloon payment that you don't have. So I think we'll be okay. It might cost us some money, but I think we have a couple ways to get out of it over time. So we'll be okay. It might cost us money, but we won't die. I've seen the majority of the hard money lenders that I've dealt with have all been 6 months. 1 year. 1 year lenders. I think they have options out there for shorter terms, but so far I've been good with finding 1 year hard money lenders. I probably wouldn't do anything less than a 1 year hard money loan, just because you don't want to be under the pressure. If you get something, if you have a home that has a tenant in it, or construction goes bad, or whatever the case may be, you don't want to be stuck with having this looming payment over your head and not having a really solid exit strategy. Oh, that's a good question. Hopefully that answered your question, Zeus. I would eventually like to flip for renting purposes after the flip is ready. Do you know if the bank takes into account irregular income as a beginning realtor as good enough to refinance the flip? The answer to that question is no. You will have to find another source. You won't be able to use your unsteady income as a new realtor to be the basis for getting a refinance on a hard money loan. You won't be able to do that. I've already figured that part out. So, but there are commercial lending options out there, or one of my other realtors, he kind of told me about the idea that if you get a tenant into the property. Hey Bill, what's going on, man? Thanks for watching. He told me that if you get a tenant in it, you may have a better opportunity to get it refinanced from the hard money loan, because now it's an income producing property. So that might be an option. If you're going to buy and hold, then you probably want to spend a little bit of time making sure that you line up lending options after your hard money loan, specifically for income producing properties, so that you don't get yourself stuck, because you don't want to be stuck if you thought you were going to be able to, if you're going to try to hold it. How would you go about refinancing with a hard money loan on deck? What do you mean, Zeus? Like, what do you mean on deck? Like you're already under a hard money loan, or you're about to get into a hard money loan? Hey, Blessed, appreciate you watching, man. For the hard money loan part, if you're already in a hard money loan and you want to get it refinanced, there's a couple options. If you have a steady income, that would be the first option. You can refinance based on your income, in your debt to income ratios and all other kind of stuff, if that works out for you. Second thing is you can try to turn that what was going to be a flip into a hold and get it rented out and make it an income producing property. That will help. That would possibly help with you being able to refinance that hard money loan. And then the third thing is, if you're doing a hard money loan, hey Sajin, appreciate you watching too, man. Then the third option would be to have some stack of cash behind you that you can pull from to cover that hard money loan if you needed to pull out of it one way or the other. Like you have a hard money loan, you want to wrap the repairs in there and then refinance to rent. Yeah, so yeah, you just need to make sure you can, make sure you've done your research on having refinance options for income producing properties. That would be one. Alan, what's up, man? Appreciate you watching, bro. Yeah, you just want to make sure that you've done your research and have refinancing options for income producing properties in it. Your hard money loan is already going to wrap your purchase price and your repairs amount into it, with some variation depending on what your buy price is on your home, but you will get all that money in one whole thing. So, but you will still have to have some cash on hand to close, just because the closing costs are not going to cover your closing costs and things like that. So that's what I got on that. Did I answer your question, Zeus? Hopefully that answered your question, man. If it didn't, just call me an idiot and ask again, and I'll figure it out. So yeah, man. So that's what I have so far on the flips. We're really excited about this opportunity. Hopefully we can get this first flip out of the way, and then present another opportunity to flip a home. So we will see how that goes. Other than that, I just really want to say, for the realtors out there that will watch this, definitely there's a surplus of people out there that really don't have the information. I think my next video I'm going to really try to dedicate to first-time home buyers and things that you need to be doing to try to get yourself ready for first-time home buying, and then hopefully people will chime in. That'll be a great opportunity for a lot of people to chime in and drop in a lot of knowledge, and then get a lot of questions answered. I'm really looking forward to that one. And then also try to get involved. I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to kind of do what we did with that church, man. That was really a great opportunity to get in front of people and answer questions face to face. Really put your knowledge chops and your ability to speak to a group of people on Front Street. It was a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to having that happen again. Let me see here. Yeah, that's a great idea, Zeus. I think you should definitely do it, man. Especially at your age, you should definitely, if you can do that, that would be awesome. And then just make sure you have that refinancing option set up and your sources of income and stuff good to go. I think that would be a great opportunity for you. So they don't ever lend to real estate agents on a regular commercial bank, like Bank of America, or do they just ask for a steady income for a minimum amount? Yeah. So commercial lending and residential lending are different. Hard money loans are kind of considered commercial lending. They have different things. Your hard money loans are always going to be asset based. It's just going to be based on the value of the home and not your income. That's why people who don't have steady sources of income can get a hard money loan on the home. But for residential lending, generally speaking, they're going to want a solid source of income along with the other things, debt to income ratios and things like that, to actually provide a loan. It's going to be based more on what you can pay for versus what the house is worth. Hopefully that makes sense, Jennifer. Yeah, Edie, yeah. Great. Hey, Melody. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, Edie, so I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do a first-time home buyers video. What's today? Today is Thursday. I'll put it out there for... I have to check my... I can't check. I'll have to check my calendar. I'm going to check my calendar once I'm done with this on my phone, and maybe we can set it up for like a Monday night. I think it'll be a great opportunity, and so make sure you tell people, because hopefully I'm going to try to get a couple of my realtor friends like Melody, who is phenomenal, by the way. Melody knows way more than I do, so hopefully you know, I can get Melody to come in and drop her knowledge in here, which would be awesome. So that would be great. I'm going to do that. I think definitely first-time home buyers video is coming. We're going to do it. I'll see. You know what's funny is I tried to do this earlier tonight, and I'm averaging like maybe between 2 and 5 people watching, but when I do it at 11 o'clock, I get like 10 and 12, so that's kind of weird. I thought if I did it earlier, it might be better, but maybe I need to go back to 11 o'clock, so I may do that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Edie, so it's coming. I'm going to make it happen. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, Zeus, good, man. So... Wednesday, okay. I'll look at Wednesday. I might do another flip thing before then, or just get on here and talk about nothing like I do. Yeah, Wednesday. So we'll see. I'll make it happen early next week. Between Monday and Wednesday, I'll definitely do a first-time home buyers thing. I think that'll be awesome. Yes, Zeus. For what you're talking about, I would definitely talk to some commercial lenders. Call up the hard money lenders and see what they can do. Call up some commercial lenders, and I actually have a guy. If you need one, I'll text you his information. His name is Mark Tapp. He's been pretty good, and he has some commercial lending options that might make something like that happen. And then I think if you remember Reed from Realty One, he gave me a contact for somebody as well. So there's people out there that will definitely have information for you. You definitely would want to line that kind of stuff up first before you got into the hard money loan without having an exit strategy, for sure. Yeah, flip pictures. I have some pictures. I'll see if I can post them. I'll post them. Good job, Jennifer. Thanks for checking me on that. I definitely need to put some pictures up of the house. I have pictures of the outside. I'll put that up for now because the tenant stuff is in there. I don't want to put his stuff on all over the internet. So I'll put outside pictures up so you can kind of see where it is, what it looks like, and definitely we'll be doing before and afters, of course, for that one. I just want to say real quick, man, Chance, my broker, he's freaking awesome. He's been giving me a lot of information going through this whole third flip with the tenant thing. He's been a really good help to me. So I just want to say thank you to Chance, and he's been really helpful. So that's going to be it for tonight, guys. I think that was probably the shortest show I've done. Let me see here. Oh, no, it's still 45 minutes. I don't even know how that happens. Jesus, it goes so fast. So, yeah, Edie, you need to go check out www.credit, this website right here, this one, the top one, credit.org. Make sure you check out that website. It has so much information. They have free counselors that will kind of help you with what you can do to improve your credit score. Kings Row is gonna, I think it's not gonna last too much longer, so you might miss out on Kings Row. But check out this website, and then after you check out that website, check out this website. Both of these websites have a lot of good information. This one has grants and stuff that you may qualify for, and stuff like that. So get on those two websites. I'll text them to you too, so that you have them. You definitely need to go check them out. Yeah, Jennifer, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. You know, when I started this whole thing, I really didn't expect. I expected to be seeing zero people watching, probably for like the first 6 months. So the fact that people are watching, following, we get so many questions, so much information just kind of flowing. It's really been a good thing. So I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you asking questions, and we got to get together, of course, still. So that's that, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna post this on Facebook, obviously. I'm gonna put it on my blog, www.jpknowsre.com, and then I will also put it on the YouTube channel. So I'll put all those links in here afterwards in case you guys want to see it again. And thanks for watching. Over and out.